Okay, I now want to go into a little more detail about how I, as a blind person, use an iPhone. iPhones have a screen reader built in called VoiceOver, and it's on here, and I want to show you how it works. If I touch something on the screen, it'll speak to me. So I touch an app.
Voice Dream Reader.
There's one.
Books, weather, camera, messages. Two
Okay.
unread messages.
Okay, there I'm at the top of the screen. It's got my messages. It told me I have 2 unread messages. So I can touch anything and it'll speak, but I can also navigate in a logical order by swiping. And you can watch how it goes across the screen from app to app,
Contacts, calendar, photos,
down to the next row.
camera, stocks, settings.
And there's my settings app. Let's say I wanted to get into settings. I would double tap anywhere on the screen, where a sighted person would just touch the settings icon to activate it. I, with VoiceOver, highlight it first, either by touching or navigating to it like I did, and then I double tap anywhere on the screen.
Settings.
Okay. And again, I can start navigating just like I navigated on the screen through this app by
Bluetooth.
swiping.
Bluetooth. On.
And I'm in my Bluetooth settings, so I can navigate
Now
through.
discoverable as Darren's iPhone 6.
But let's just stop that. And I want to go back. So let's say I want to go back to a level to my settings. I've got a pretty cool gesture. I'm going to do a 2-finger scrub, kind of in a Z motion.
Darren Burton.
And
Apple ID.
And that took me back a level in my app. It activated that back button. Cool. So let's go back to my home screen with a gesture. And I've shown you a few gestures, but there's tons of gestures. We won't get into them all here, but you'll learn with them as you go. One of them is where if I hold it up, touch the top of the screen with 4 fingers,
Messages. 2 unread messages.
it goes to the very first item on the screen. If I do the same on the bottom,
Phone. 2 new items.
it took me to the very last item on the screen. Also, again, I can touch on the middle of the screen here. It read Uber app there, but I'm going to turn it just slightly, and I'm going to use a 3-finger right to left, like I'm turning a page, and that
Page 2 of 6.
turns a page. It goes to the next page of my home screen, 3-finger back the other way,
Home. Page 1 of 6. Message.
back to page 1. You also notice I did a 2-finger touch. That's the shut up feature, just to have your screen reader stop speaking at that moment. All right, let's go down to my Safari app, and I want to show you some pretty cool things here. I'm going to go to Safari.
Safari.
Double tap.
Safari. Skip to content. In-page link.
All right. Again, I'm in an app. I can scroll around by swiping like we did before.
AFB home. Link.
Okay, it's our AFB page. There's the home link. And now I'm going to show you a really powerful gesture we've got. It's called the rotor. So I'm going to use two fingers to twist an imaginary knob. And that changes my navigation mode that would happen when I swipe up and down. So let's try to demonstrate. I'm going to move it to headings.
Words. Lines. Headings.
So you can see there's several different things that I can change to in the rotor. But now that I'm on headings, a swipe down will
register now for the AFB Leadership Conference.
Takes me to the next heading again.
Learn about our priorities.
Next heading.
Education.
Cool. So that allows me to quickly navigate from heading to heading through the most important parts of a page, and also it gives me an idea of the structure of the page. Let me go back with the rotor a little bit again, and we've got lines, words, characters. So if I want to spell something, read by character, I swipe down.
Copy. D-U-C-A-T-I-O-N. November.
Notice, so I was able to spell out that word education, and when I stopped at a word or the letter, it gave me the phonetic spelling, November, for N also. Again, in that rotor, we've got all sorts of things. We can move by words, lines, headings, links, form controls, get quickly to a form control,
tables, landmarks, buttons,
on and on and on. Pretty much any element that can be in a web page, I can move the rotor to that and navigate to that heading. And now I want to show you something else that's cool with an iPhone or a device today, and that is a Braille display that I have right here. So if you can see here, it's got Braille that reads what I have focused on the screen over there. And even if with this button here, I can scroll around and change the focus and watch as new pins come up and listen. Let's go down. There you go. You heard that, and new pins come up, and I can read new words in Braille right here. Very powerful for a person who prefers to do Braille rather than speech or with speech, Or if a person's deafblind, they really need a device like this to be able to use a smartphone or a computer, and they can also use it to communicate one-on-one. You could send a text message, I could read it, type it back on this device, and send it to you just using this device, and we could have a conversation.